So next is the government segment. That's my segment, Nick Barber, and I'll be interviewing James Valachovic. James is the CFO of Richmore Aviation, located here in Schenectady at the Schenectady County Airport. He'll be talking about an important petition drive that affects business, aviation business here, not only in the Capital District, but in New York State. So let's watch this important interview and issue with James Valachovic. Hi everyone, and welcome to Impact. I'm Nick Barber, your host for the government segment. Today we have a special guest with a very interesting topic. His name is Jim Valachovic, and Jim is the CFO of Richmore Aviation here in Schenectady, New York at the Schenectady County Airport. Welcome, Jim.
Nick, thank you very much.
How are you today?
Very good, and yourself?
Good. Thanks for coming. I know we got together, we were at an event and talked about aviation and taxes and other issues regarding the aviation industry, and we'll get into that a little more later because there is some special legislation that's very important to New York State and this region and our economy in the aviation business. But before we get to that, let's talk about you. How did you get involved in aviation? You were one of those little kids that fly kites and model planes, or how did your interest come in? How did you arrive to where you are now as a CFO at Richmore?
It's a long story, and I want to just give you a quick.
Well, we only have about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so actually, I started as a parts person for Richmore Aviation back in 1984 out here at the Schenectady County Airport, and I worked my way up into as a flight instructor, a charter pilot, and then I got in a bad motor vehicle accident about 1995. Went back to school at Siena, got my accounting degree, and Mr. Malin Richards, the owner and founder of the company, said, "Geez, Jim, we need somebody in the back room." So I worked my way back to the company and worked my way up through the back room, and
well, that's terrific. That's a great story. Yeah. So what does Richmore do? Richmore Aviation. Some people out in the public might think it's just flying lessons, which probably is part of it. But what else do they do? What's the operation like?
Richmore Aviation is a very vast company. We are concentrated on business aviation, which we take business high net worth individuals and companies to places they need to go on an on-demand type charter. In other words, they ask us, we got to go at this certain time to these certain places, and we take care of it, and we can go anywhere in the world. We're worldwide when we do this. We also have one of the largest flight schools in the Northeast. We work with Schenectady County Community College on their aviation program.
Yes, good.
And we also work with them on their air traffic control program we just started. And we also do a lot of maintenance. So we have a diverse market to take care of.
Yeah. That's interesting, the aviation program at SCCC. It's sort of unique. Community college have specialized programs, and that's a good one.
Yeah, what they're able to do is once they leave Schenectady County Community College, with the aviation experience that they have, they go on to Embry-Riddle down in Florida, maybe Daniel Webster, and finish their 4-year degree, but they walk in as a junior. So they start as a community college, they're paying community college prices, and then they go on to universities, which is a great way to do it.
You know, my next door neighbor, he was a dentist, I won't mention the name, but his son did exactly that. He went to SCCC, went through the program, went to Embry-Riddle, is it?
Yes,
the Florida school? And he's a commercial pilot today, so it's a great success story. Just a question that I had in mind, how about helicopters? Do you train people to fly helicopters?
No, we get that question a lot. Helicopters is very specific and very expensive. There are some operators down in the southern region of the state, down in Dutchess County. Our flight school director, Miss Lisa Litz, has contacts with those type people. So we get questions about that once in a while, and we try to put them to those people.
Yeah, Lisa's in our audience today. We can't get her on camera, but hi, Lisa. So you have many locations, Richmore,
yes.
The company, that is. I mean, it's not, how many locations are you all over the country?
Well, our corporate headquarters is in Columbia County Airport. We have an operation here at the Schenectady County Airport. We have one in the Dutchess County Airport. We have an operation over in Newburgh. We have aircraft in Waterbury, Oxford, Connecticut, and we also have aircraft down in Manassas, Virginia. So we're all over the eastern region. It's
a pretty big operation.
Yes, and like I said, we go anywhere in the world. If you want to go to Russia, you want to go to Egypt, you want to go to Australia, we can take you there. We actually had a customer that actually left Long Island going eastbound, and he didn't stop going eastbound until he got all the way back to Long Island. He went all the way around the world.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. Around the world in how many days? 80 days? Remember the film?
It took him a couple weeks.
It probably took a while.
To do it, but
that's significant. Yeah, it sure was. That's great. The New York Air National Guard's out there too.
Yes.
Do you have any interaction? I mean, everybody's at the, are you like the FBO, the fixed base operator they call it, I remember in those days?
That's correct.
Does Richmore still have that designation?
Yes, we still are.
So what does that mean for the viewing public? What's the FBO?
What we do is we offer services to the aviation public. In other words, the Air Guard's on one side of the base and we're on the other side. So if somebody's coming into the airport, Richmore Aviation will take care of that person. So as a fixed base operator, we take care of the customers. They come in, we either fuel them, we'll fix them, we could put them in hangars, we could tie them down, we'll take care of the customer, and that's what our responsibility is to the County of Schenectady and to ourselves, is to take care of that aviation customer.
How many hangars do you have? Do you own hangars, or do you lease them, or how's that work?
Well, we built 2 hangars out at the county airport. We're looking at another hangar, a corporate hangar, to put out there. We leased the 1 hangar from the county of Schenectady, the larger hangars. So we've built 2 aircraft hangars out there.
Great. Well, Schenectady County Airport has a lot of potential, and I don't think that, in my limited knowledge of it, that we've reached the highest potential yet. So part of the idea is to try to increase activity and airport use and utilize it to the fullest. I know there's some military training out there and so forth, but we were kidding around, but maybe not half kidding, is why didn't President Obama, who came here recently, why didn't he land at the Schenectady County Airport instead of Albany Airport? Wouldn't it have been great to see? Well, first of all, could Schenectady County Airport's runways and facilities accommodate Air Force One?
Yes,
just theoretically.
Yes, they could. No,
it could.
Schenectady County Airport can accommodate Air Force One. We've had C-5As in there. We've had the Concorde in there. Back when the Concorde was flying at one of our air shows.
The air shows, yeah.
We had the Concorde there. So yes, it could. I was speaking with Ray Gillen about it, because I was asking him, gee, how come Air Force One with Mayor Stratton on it didn't land at Schenectady County Airport and go to the air base named after Sam Stratton?
Sure.
And he told me, he was informing me, that the Secret Service didn't want him at this airport because of the roads around the airport. There was a security concern. So they tried very hard. I know Ray Gillen works very hard at this. He tried very hard to bring him in. Yeah. They couldn't come in because the Secret Service wouldn't allow him in. So that's why he goes to Albany Airport.
All right, well, you tried. It was good.
We tried.
Yeah. Ray Gillen is the Executive Director of the Metroplex Development Authority, and also the Commissioner of Economic Development and Planning for Schenectady County, for those people that might not know. As far as this legislation, Jim, and we're visiting with Jim Valachovic, and Jim is the CFO of Richmore Aviation here in Schenectady County at the Schenectady County Airport. The main reason we got together to talk today was about this legislation. Aviation MLS is the website, I guess?
Airplane MLS.
Airplane, okay.
Airplane
MLS.
Yes.
Now, is that a website?
It's a website.
All right, and maybe we can put that on the screen during the show, but what is the issue with Airplane MLS?
Well, what we've done, working with Lisa Litz here, we've put up a petition on the Airplane MLS to get people to sign, to ask our legislatures to remove the sales and use tax from corporate aircraft in New York State. We're asking for a level playing field with our neighboring states, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Since 2002, we've lost over 700 aircraft out of New York State because of this tax. So in other words, we're not receiving any revenue from these aircraft at all, and the jobs have left the states. So if you look at these corporate aircraft can generate up to $1 million in revenue and create 5 direct jobs, not indirect jobs, direct jobs. So when you lose 700 aircraft, you've lost a lot of jobs out of the state.
Yes.
We're asking for a level playing field to compete against these other states. New Yorkers are very competitive, and we know we can compete against these other states, and we know we could bring these people back into New York State if we had a level playing field on the taxes.
Is this increased fees or taxes something that happened recently, or
in 2000,
I mean, when did this come about where we became not on a level playing field? How did it happen?
Somewhere in 2002, they decided we're going to tax these corporate aircraft.
Yeah.
And I have a story where one of the aircraft was actually looking at coming into the Newburgh operation. It's a $60 million aircraft. He would have had to pay $4.8 million in taxes.
Wow.
He decided to go to Connecticut, take $3.5 million, and invest it in state property. In other words, he was going to build a hangar on a piece of state property that he would give back to the state after his lease was done. And he still had some money left over. So he would take that aircraft, move it to Connecticut, build a hangar. Jobs were created by that hangar being built, and then the jobs as the aircraft was based there, and he still has $1.3 million in his pocket. So when we're trying to compete with these other states, this is what owners of these aircraft look at. Why would they pay $4.8 million in tax for no service that they could see, where they could actually take that money and actually build something and still have a little bit of money left over, and they're still creating jobs in the state, and that's what we really would like to do, is create jobs in the state. We'll go back to why we were talking economic development. I'm with the Glenville Small Business Economic Development Committee.
Yes.
I'm also the Glenville Business Professional Association president. We're looking at Schenectady County Airport as an economic engine. If we could get aircraft to be based there, like I said, there's 5 direct jobs for every $1 million they spend. Then we got the indirect jobs, the restaurants, the rent-a-cars, the catering.
Sure, the impact of that. Yeah, absolutely. Just like when they did the films. You did the film here, a big film recently in Schenectady.
Yes.
It's like $1.5 million economic impact.
Impact right away.
And I'm sure with aviation, it'd be especially ongoing. It's not a one-time event.
Well,
you know, it'll be a build. It'll be a lot of economic impact.
They would still, these owners would still be paying sales tax. So where people think that we're giving something away, we wouldn't be giving anything away. They're still going to be paying sales tax because they're going to pay sales tax on the fuel.
Yeah.
They pay $6 a gallon, let's just roughly say, on their Jet A fuel. They'll take 2,000 gallons. They're going to pay $900 in sales tax on that transaction alone. Do that once or up to 4 times a month. You're talking an ongoing sales tax revenue that you would not normally have since these aircraft have left the States. So not only do you have wages, you have sales tax revenue, which I sometimes, the Assembly, it's not the Senate so much, but the Assembly doesn't see that part of it. So that's what we're asking our constituents out there to say, okay, come on, help us. Let's get the Assembly to kind of get that bill out there and let's get it passed. So
how can the viewing audience help you, and who do we have to get on board to help? And is this legislation specific coming, or is it a proposed bill now? What type of legislation are we looking for? Changes in the tax structure?
Yeah, they've had this out for a couple of years. They got it out of the Senate has voted on it. The Assembly has not got it out of.
So we're trying to get the Assembly to move on this.
We're trying to get the Assembly to move on. The Senate likes it. It's Assembly Bill 4818. The Senate Bill 2678 is already out, but it's the 4818 that we're trying to get the Assembly to push through.
4818.
4818. So that's what we're asking the people to go on to Airplane MLS and sign our petition. We're working with NYAMA, the New York Aviation Management Association. We're trying to get as many people as possible to say, look, this is actually not a giveaway. This is actually economic activity. We're trying to level the playing field for us.
Yes, that's great. So we'll make sure we put that up on the screen, the aviation.
MLS.
MLS.
Yes.
Aviation?
Airplane MLS.
Airplane, I said it wrong again.
Yes. We'll
Airplane MLS. It'll be on the screen, but we want people to sign a petition. Is it an electronic petition?
It should take you less than a minute.
Oh, cool. Okay, so if you believe in economic development and the future of the Schenectady County Airport and New York State, you know, go to that site and vote. You know, that'd be great.
It would
or
be
sign the petition.
It would help us very much.
Yeah, that's great. Have you lobbied over in Albany? People gone over there? What other efforts are you making?
Back in March, we went over. We spent a day over there going between the legislatures and talking with a bunch of legislatures on this and trying to explain it to them. They're the one that told us that the Assembly is where the problem is. It won't come out of committee. It won't come out of committee in the Assembly. So we want to get the Assembly moving. The Senate has no problem with it. They think it's a good idea. They see the economic impact of moving forward with this bill and reducing this tax on these aircraft. These aircraft don't have to be here, and that's what people don't understand.
It's by choice.
It's by choice.
Yeah.
So, and we just want to compete. So we're asking. We went over there. We talked to these people. We got a very nice reception. They, they asked us to go out there, start a petition. So that's what we did. We were out there just, out there saying, "Come on, people, help us."
Okay, great. Well, we've been visiting with Jim Valachovic, the CFO at Richmore Aviation. We're talking about the economic development at the Schenectady County Airport, its future, and not just Schenectady, but all of New York State. If you believe in economic development, you want to help, go to the website and sign the petition in order to make us competitive and put us on a level playing field, as you said, right, Jim?
That's all we need.
All right, so we'll follow this up again, and we hope that it's successful and that we can get the Assembly to move, or you can get the Assembly to move, and make the Schenectady County Airport healthier and grow. Yes, so thanks for coming again, Jim Valachovic, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
thank you.
Take care. You've been watching Impact, and that's our show for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Barber, your host, with Jim Valachovic, and we'll see you next week.
Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.